Hi, I'm Katie.
Hello there.
I'm just really excited for the chance to talk to you. Welcome to another epic conversation. This time it's with this guy.
Will anybody please be my friend?
I have loved his YouTube channel for a long time. He just has the most epic adventures and he creates community wherever he goes.
And all with awesome people I never imagined to go karaoke singing with. What a time to be alive.
So now you're making a film. You've completely gone after this passion project. So how is that going? And is that better or harder or more fulfilling or whatever than you thought it would be?
It is very, it is definitely more time consuming than I would have thought. There's a lot of things that have a lot of experience with, so I feel very confident in most of the things. It's also, I've been through a lot of this, but I've been through all these tiny things of this and not like a 1.5 hour thing of this. I'm now nearing the ending of the writing phase, and I've been writing almost like full time on this thing since March. In the meantime, we're also starting production. We've already cast most of the cast, and we've already got some locations, and I'm working with a costume designer and stuff like that, and like, so but there's so many things that if I would make like a tiny YouTube short film or something, I'm like, hey, let's just do this. And when like I just did with the 7 days, I made 7 short films in 7 days. There's just like, let's just do it, and it doesn't really matter. But now, since it's my first film, I'm kind of trying to make it into like a masterpiece, even though that's, a very big aim.
Are you a
Yeah.
bridezilla with this project?
Am I what?
Okay, what's a better term? Like bridezilla is like this expression for brides who just like, it's my babe, it's my perfect day.
Oh, those. Well, I'm quite a perfectionist. I'm not like that. No, I actually have other people join in, and I'm very open to ideas and collaborations and stuff like that. But since the thing is, I'm making this film with like a very below average movie budget, like very, very below average. And therefore a lot of people are donate like people who are really good and really talented are donating their time to actually do this, and which is amazing. But then I feel very responsible to make that investment worth it and actually make something like really, really good. I just want to push it to the limit, to my own limits and everybody else's limits, basically.
That is so cool. So we originally met through the No Small Creators group, right?
I think so.
So
I bet. Yeah.
so have you been inspired or challenged by any of the No Small Creators people you've met through there?
Right before Corona happened, I got a challenge from Cody to make a video.
Nice.
But because of Corona, like it had something to do with stores and like shops, and everything was closing down and stuff. So I couldn't really do them. I think mostly the great thing about No Small Creators, I think, is the how do you say it? Oh, come on.
Community?
Well, yeah, the community, but I mean like where you inspire other people in a way, like be like, hey, this happened to me, and I after working very hard, I got this happen to me. Or when you ask a question and people are like, hey, that's great, and I can help you with this and that. And I think there's so many undervalued creators, but the fact that they stick together and help each other is very great. I always really love to hear what people drives to actually do this, because it's so much work, and it's so it can be heartbreaking, and it can be soul crushing, and you really put yourself on the line. So I'm always curious to see what drives people to actually create stuff.
In the beginning, it was something I'd always wanted to do. And I saw some other vloggers, like, well, at least one in particular, Colleen Ballinger. I saw her vlogs and I was like, I could do that. Wanting to make the kind of videos that I want to watch, videos that make me just not think, oh, I don't want to just be a fan of theirs. I want to be a friend. Like, I want to know what they care about so I can care about it too. What do you love about creating?
The way you surprise yourself.
I'm gonna celebrate my birthday in a country that doesn't exist. I'm gonna take you to Transnistria, a country that you might have never heard of.
With not knowing what you're going to make before you start, and then by the end having something that you never knew was gonna come out of you.
And this dude told me he'd come to my party.
I will come.
Now all we need is to decorate, and I need to find guests. That's gonna be important.
The feeling that you're creating something that was not in the world before and now it's there, I think is a very unique thing, and one thing that only you as a person can do, and nobody else can do it the way you're doing it.
Stories were shared, laughter was heard, and the drinks were flowing. I had never seen these people in my life, but I couldn't have wished for better company on my 29th birthday.
That's like poetry right there, dude. When I do a vlog, I love the moments that I can just pull out this like 2 seconds out of this like 5-minute clip. I can just pull out these 2 seconds that are just so precious and so cute and so just like real, and assembling it together, this jigsaw puzzle of making it something beautiful all together. And but I think probably for me, the thing I love about creating the most is when I get a comment that is equal to the vulnerability that I put out. Like, yep, someone's just connecting and sharing from their struggle or their heart and telling me that I inspired them. And it's just like, that's how I can feel success. Because if I were to look at numbers and say, okay, yeah, I'm very slowly getting more and more subscribers, like maybe 18 a month, woo. But I can't get my sense of success or victory from that. I have to get them from those comments and the fact that there are people that subscribed a month ago that are watching every single video and are invested.
How long have you been doing the YouTube videos?
I have been doing this. I started December 2018.
All right.
Yeah. It was like mid-December. And for some reason, I was like, I'm going to do this every day.
Yeah, maybe if we could just get the heck home, we could get warm. Best day ever.
And I edited on my phone, like really crappy free phone things that had a huge watermark. And
have you been keeping up with it ever since? Are you still on the daily as well?
No.
No.
I was cranking out content daily for like the first month, and then I went daily another month chunk last summer before last. So for my mental health on vacation, I daily vlogged, and then now I'm really aiming for 2 videos a month. Like, I know I can do more. I know I can push myself, but it's to my detriment. And it's like, no, I'm limiting myself to two a week so that I can do them well and so that I don't burn out.
How is it for you as someone not from Sweden, living in Sweden and adapting to a new culture and things like that?
It's not a new culture for me anymore because I've lived here for like 3-ish years. And so it would be harder right now for me to live in America because I've been in Europe since I was 21 and I'm 34. Like, I feel much more European, much more citizen of the world. There's aspects of Swedish culture that are irritating and strange to me still, but I'm getting more and more used to them every day. It's like sometimes Swedes just seem like the most anti-conflict, not look you in the eyes. I've learned a lot about Dutch people from watching my friend Jovi's Home, her channel called Jovi's Home.
Mhm.
And it seems to me that Dutch and the Swedish couldn't be more opposite.
Really?
Yeah, like from what I've heard from her perspective of your people, that you guys are like, you tell it like it is. You don't beat around the bush. If you don't like someone or something, you tell them. And Swedes are just completely opposite from that. Like they will just, shove it all back and not talk about anything.
Yeah, definitely. The Dutch are very direct, very direct, which is great. It's something I like actually. That's what, for me as well. Like I've lived in America a couple of times, and it's like the hardest part for me was adjusting to people not being direct. People are, instead of like, they're very evasive of, not hurting your feelings, which is a nice gesture in a way. But for a Dutch person, that's very difficult when people say like, oh yeah, sure, let's hang out next week, while they're actually trying to say like, no, I'd rather not see you again. And Dutch people are just like, when you ask like, hey, would you like to go hang out next week, we would just say like, I think you're a nice person, but I don't see us hanging out. No offense, but that's just, not how I want to spend my time. And that was very difficult, especially when I moved to America first when I was 21. um you know you're a baby in a way, and then just seeing how different it was there, that was a learning curve.
Okay, and when I was 21, on that day of my birthday, I went to Germany.
Oh wow, how was it for you to, as a 21-year-old, also being a baby, uh going to that's like 5,000 miles from where you were born and raised, probably. Probably, I guess, without your family. um what was it like? What was the experience like for you?
I was just in awe of everything being so different. Like I was taking pictures of the stupidest stuff, like every single sign, like stop sign that was in German, and I like the grass, it feels weird. The money, it sounds weird. Being around so much of a language I didn't speak made me grouchy. Just like, leave me alone. I don't want to hear this. Like, it's so mentally exhausting to listen to a language you can't speak, that you can't make any sense of.
Katie, did you end up learning the languages here? For example, have you learned Swedish?
Ja, jag kan prata lite svenska. I actually learned the languages of the countries I went to through plays. I performed plays in different languages, and so I would like memorize these sentences over and over, repeating them over and over again, just saying the sounds. I knew what I was saying, but in the beginning it was just sounds. I did that with German. I did one play in Spanish. It's a sentence, but it counts. And I actually learned a play in Slovakian.
Wow.
5 lines, but I didn't get to perform it.
Oh.
And Swedish. So yeah, German, Swedish, and French were the main ones. French kicked my butt. That language is hard.
Oh, yeah.
Other languages, I'm a really good mimic. You say something and I can say it back pretty well. But French, it was just like, bleh.
The French speak very, very fast. That's one of the things. I think it's probably one of the fastest languages around. And the French are so stubborn that they're not going to slow down for you because you don't understand them or something like that. Whereas in other countries, if you speak to Spanish people and they're like, oh, this guy is not really good, they're just going to slow down a little bit and like try to help you out. But the French are like, no, my language is very pure and I will not change my language for you.
I had really great experiences in France. I heard a lot of horror stories about terrible ones, but I had a lot of wonderful ones. It was really great that we traveled with the lady whose parents were from Angola. I can never remember how to pronounce that. And
Angola.
so yeah, we actually had an international team. She was French. People really pissed me off though when they'd be like, "So, where in Africa are you from?" You know, you can't be French
Mhm.
because you're black. You know, they didn't say that, but that's sure what it sounded like.
Mm.
Like I just wanted to. But it was really great that we got to work with so many African churches because there's a lot of them in France. So because she was with us, she gave us cred, you know? So I got so much more multicultural experience in France, which was great. One
Yeah,
time
I
we
can
even
imagine.
we performed in French in Germany for an African church like festival kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
It was so cool. And then afterwards, there was all this dancing happening, and it was like getting later and later. It was like, I don't want to stop dancing. This is the best day ever.
How did you get into performing arts and acting, and why?
Oh man, I've always loved being the center of attention and being on stage. So from being a kid in church youth group skits and dances and songs. Yeah, but how I got into Covenant Players was they came to my church when I was like 15 or 16, and it just stuck with me. I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. And when people said, what are you going to do after high school? Like people always ask a million times. I was like, I'm going to join this crazy traveling Christian drama thing. And everyone was like, yeah, that sounds like you.
And Katie, is that also the reason why you came to Europe in the first place, or
Yeah,
did that help you go here?
it was from the same organization. So they sent me, I was 2 years there, and then they sent me here.
That's amazing. So, Katie, are you still performing and acting right now?
Now and then on my YouTube channel. The last time I did on here on the YouTubes was I did this video of performing Hamlet's "To Be or Not to Be" speech. To sleep, perchance to dream. There's the rub. After swimming in the ocean one night, I was like, I'm gonna sit in the shower soaking wet in my clothes and perform this. And it felt so good. I missed performing so much.
Nice, I can imagine.
Thanks for watching this portion of our conversation. I tried to make it the most interesting bits. It's not easy editing live conversations. I'm going to leave you with this one little teaser to make you really curious to check out his channel.
Let's break some rules.
I am going for a ride on an aeroplane.
And thank you so much, Syrian, for having this conversation with me. I wish you all the best on your movie, and you should be so proud of yourself. You've just created some amazing stuff, so I'm sure this is going to be amazing too. Okay, so anyway, hugs, and this is how I end my videos. Nostrils of death.